So let's begin. We're going to start off with a quick introduction to what we are going to do here, explain to you run through the agenda and a couple of other basic stuff that you should be aware of. Then Andy is going to take the stage and start with the trainings. So we're going to split you into two parts today. Some of you are coming to port your existing games, and the other ones are here to learn how to develop Unity 2D games. I'm going to go very quickly through these slides. So my name is Drazen Dodik. I work here in Microsoft Finland as a technical evangelist. So I evangelize the joyful world and love of Microsoft here in Finland. My area is Windows Phone and then the student side. You can find all my contact information over there, and we'll share them after the trainings. So I'm part of this team called Developer Platform Evangelism. So we are full of evangelists over here. We have a couple of people with us today. Tarja and Mereta are somewhere over here. You saw them at the registration desk. So Tarja takes care of startups. Any startups over here? Nope. Oh, few. Good. So Tarja is kind of like your main point of contact at the Microsoft side, looking after startups, making sure, taking care of the Bespark program and so on. We'll talk more about that in a second. Mereta is our marketing person. You all got a lot of reminder emails that apparently work since most of you have your tools installed. So Mereta also does all of our app marketing and so on. She'll be here today also, and you saw her at the registration desk. Then we have Jukka over there, who's our Windows 8 evangelist. So Jukka loves Windows 8 and shares the Windows 8 love in Finland. And then we have Juhani, who takes care of Azure. All right, and the main question today is, of course, are you ready to get jiggy? And if someone doesn't know, that is our sexy Bill Gates in a mermaid position, posing over a Microsoft logo. So today we will focus on building Unity games on the Windows platform, run through a couple of best practices, and go to basic Unity stuff. Our team is all about apps. We take care of Windows 8 apps, Windows Phone apps. We play around with Azure and so on. And we have a couple of different resources up for you that you can use and so you know what's happening in Finland. These are specific to Finland and to the Finnish developer audience. So at Microsoft, as you know, we have a million different websites and services, a bunch of different resources. So we try to gather them all under one address, and that's microsoft.fi/app. You'll find all the resources, all the links and so on over there. After this training, after this week, we will also post links to the resources on the app site. On the app site, you will find information about creating accounts and so forth. If you want to hear more about the events, the free trainings, the competitions, the devices, and so on, then I suggest signing up for the MSD and Flash newsletter, which is basically gathered by our team. It doesn't contain stuff like, oh, today is a great day to buy Office, or Microsoft Mouse on 50% off, or something like that. It's purely developer-focused content. So it's about development tools, it's about events, different types of activities. You'll find links to these also in the follow-up email you will receive at the end of this week. And then we have Microsoft Virtual Academy, which is basically a site that we have. A global site that contains a lot of training material for Windows 8, for Windows Phone, for Windows Azure, for System Center, for I think there's some Unity content over there as well. Do we have any students over here? Yes? Okay, so I hope all students are aware of DreamSpark. DreamSpark is a service that your school can get, and it's basically all the free tools that we have. All the tools that we have for free for students. So you get Windows 8, Visual Studio, Ultimate Professional, whatever. You get all the tools and services from there. You can also get a free developer account for Windows Phone and Windows 8. For the startups, if you haven't heard about or if you're not part of Bespark yet, suggest talking to Tarja. Tarja has been sharing out these flyers about Bespark. So Bespark is basically a startup program for companies that are less than 5 years old and have the revenue at the point they join is less than $1 million US. It basically gives you, it lasts for 3 years, and it gives you all the tools that we have for free. and it also gives you Tarja's attention. So Tarja's job is to make sure that the startups that are part of the BizSpark program succeed on our platform, and she is here to help you guys. The same thing, for example, for us evangelists. The job is to make sure that if you go to Windows Phone platform or to Windows 8 platform, our job is to make sure that your application is successful. You get enough downloads, you get enough revenue, whatever. That's kind of like what we do. Our job here is to make sure that when you create these apps and take it to our stores, that you succeed over there. So have a chat with someone from the Microsoft side about the BizSpark program if you're not aware of that yet. App Campus will give their session in right after me. Basically, App Campus is your sugar daddy. App Campus gives money for Windows Phone projects, 20, 50 or 70K. They'll explain it a bit more in detail. Running quickly through this. Our team organizes a lot of events, and as I said, the MSDN Flash newsletter is the place where you'll find most information about these events. Some of them are like this. Some of them are Azure training workshops where there's like max 10 people and gets really deep dive into your project, your cases, and so on. Some of them are seminar rooms with a couple of hundred people and so on. This week we're doing the Unity tour. So yesterday we were at Kajaani, today Helsinki, Tampere, Turku, and Jyväskylä, and we're doing this kind of like a hands-on workshop type of model. Our job here today, from kind of like the evangelist side, and in general after this event also, is to help you first of all choose the right platform. Of course, we are Microsofties, so there's certain platforms that we prefer. But basically, this means that if you're wondering, can I build this on Windows Phone or can I build this on Windows 8, we go into this discussion and talk to you and see if our platform meets your needs and so on. Or there's a lot of discussion always on should we build HTML5 or native applications. Well, on Windows 8 you can build native Windows 8 HTML5 applications. We kind of go through these discussions. We then help you build those applications. We don't spend, there's kind of 3 evangelists in Finland, so we don't scale enough to like sit next to each of you and develop for the whole year. But we organize these training events, and then we have a lot of trainers that are here also to help. And our job, as I said, is to make sure that these apps succeed. So we do a lot of promotions. The best place, in my opinion, to do promotions is the store. So if you have a Windows 8 device or if you have a Windows Phone device, you know that you go to the store and there are certain applications that are promoted over there. So we go through this list weekly and we check what kind of apps are promoted over there. A lot of times you'll get applications that are kind of like globally big applications, but our job is to make sure that we get Finnish applications that appear over there and drive downloads to those applications. In addition to the stores, we then have a bunch of different websites that we use to promote these, let it be Microsoft sites or then from other people. So back to the actual topic. We've done quite a drastic change with how we work with Windows. Of course, we all know about the UI changes and it looks different and so on. But there's also a lot of changes on how we build these applications, how we share these applications, how we distribute these applications, how they run, what kind of permissions these applications do have, and so on. We try to make it a much more secure model for the user as well, and then to get these applications easily on your device. You see over there we have everything from Windows Phone, Windows 8. That's where it kind of started off. Now we also have Xbox One, and when you're building with your Unity tools and Unity games, of course, you can then run it on all of these devices. As we go on, in the near future, you will see a lot of improvements on how we do things with Windows Phone and Windows 8 and so on. So I wanted to go quickly through our amazing Windows 8. Kind of what are the couple of key things that you should be aware of. I'm not going to do like a big Windows 8 demo. I just want to show you a few things when thinking about building games. So first of all, when we launch Windows 8, we get to the start screen. You see our live tiles and so on. And the idea with live tiles, everyone always, when we go to these discussions, says that I know what live tiles are. Let's not talk about the basic stuff. And their opinion of live tiles is it's the colorful square that blinks a lot. There's actually kind of two basic principles when it comes to live tiles. It should be relevant and personal content. That basically means, let's take personal content over here. On the top corner, you see my people, my social media. So it's not just a static icon of people. It's not the traditional Microsoft way. We have a picture of a messenger body. None of my friends look green or blue messenger body icons. They look like those people that you see over there. So let's use personalized content over here. Relevant usually means stuff like, let's take news live tiles. They scroll to the latest news and invite us in to kind of like check out what's going on. For games, I think the best example of a live tile comes from Jetpack Joyride over here. What they do with the live tiles is they have these a bunch of small challenges inside the game. You see the same type of approach over here in hill climb racing. So they say kind of like continue this game for over there, for example, your top score is now that much. If you play for a few more minutes, you will reach this new level, you will unlock this new ability or something like this. So it's using the live tile, it's over there on the screen to invite the person in, to invite them to continue the game. So over here you see play 3 games, 2 to go to unlock the next ability, or reach 500 meters without collecting any coins and so forth. And as you can see, they're using very much, they're relying on their own brand and graphics. You see a lot of this stuff happening on Windows 8 devices and Windows Phone, that we have these templates ready-made, and people are too scared to kind of like crush the templates and make sure that their own brand appears. For example, for live tiles, we have rules that, for example, so you have the content over here, you have the logo placing over here, and then you have the background. What you can do is you can leave everything empty and just generate the background image like Jetpack Joyride does and put it everything over there. But we'll have more talk about Windows 8, and in the porting track we'll explain more about these Windows 8 specific features that you should be aware of. But let's get back to the LevelUp side of things. So there's one cool website that you should be aware of, and there's one person over here who you should bug. So LevelUp comes from Nokia, and Mikael Stendal is here to, if you have any questions about this, I'm going to direct you to Mikael. So LevelUp is a great place to kind of like encourage you to learn these different features of Windows Phone and Windows 8 in some cases. So what you do is there's a bunch of different challenges up there. Some of them could be like create a Unity game, or create a game that runs on both of these platforms, or create an application that uses NFC or Nokia Music APIs. Then you get experience points from these challenges. And now these experience points, the amount, how large it is, depends on what's the how complex is the challenge. So for using Nokia Music API, it could be very small, but then create a game that gets 1,000 downloads, 400 ratings, average 4 stars, could be then much more points because it's harder to reach that point. So I'm going to run a quick video. Let me just plug in sound to show you what LevelUp is about. So the video basically explains what this is about. We've set up a few challenges that are then for this event specifically. So you have a bunch of smaller challenges over there. How this will happen is for the submit your game idea is up there on the website. You can go just to that address and you'll find the challenge over there. So basically you will describe what kind of game are you building and you will receive 50 points for that. For the other two, we will basically just on the registration desk you signed in and I'll just go through that list and reward the points based on that. For publish the Unity game, we will set up a mechanism so you'll let us know when your Windows 8 game is in the store. You will get 500 points and then 250 points if you also take that game to Windows Phone. So 500 points for Windows 8 and then if you after that take it to Windows Phone, 250 points. Now you get some points out of this, but then there's also a bunch of existing challenges on the LevelUp site. So there might be a challenge like create a Unity game, so you might push it over there as well. Or if you use NFC, you push it to the NFC challenge. So by the one application, you can submit it to multiple categories and get even more points. So what are these points actually? What can you get with these points? So here's a list of a couple of different things that's available over there. So you see everything from headsets to phones and tablets, and there's an Xbox and so on. So a quite wide range of different products over there. So as you gather up these points, you'll be able to get some stuff, rewards from there. So I talked about also about the promotions. So all of these kind of like the store promotions are one way to do that. LevelUp is one channel for us to see what kind of apps are published to the store, and we can easily see what's happening on that side. But we also wanted to do something a bit bigger. So we started this year a thing called App Awards. And the idea with App Awards is that I think we started this around August, and we are having announcing the winners in April. That doesn't mean that nothing is happening before April. We have some activity here in between. The idea is that you create the apps that you have created between this time, so last August till April. You submit them to the Microsoft.fi/App Awards website. And over there, we then have more information and details about this. But basically we have a jury over there who will evaluate the ideas and choose the best ones. The best ones this is a joint activity between Microsoft, Nokia, App Campus, and then Milton. And in my opinion, Milton is one of the most interesting ones over here because Milton is the kind of like the PR marketing agency that we use. And Milton will work with the top applications that come over here to make sure that they get press visibility, that they're going to get a marketing kit and so on. So they will work with those teams to make sure that they get enough visibility over here in Finland and then possibly globally also. We already did a couple of these activities. We, for example, had a press evening where we had 5 startups pitch their ideas, explain what they're doing. We were at App Campus at that point, and then we had people from Helsingin Sanomat, Mikrobitti, HBL, whatever, a lot of different medias that came over there, listened, and then Milton is working with them and, of course, the startups to get their stories out. There's a bunch of different categories over there. There's games and there's business category, line of business applications and so on. For you, possibly the games one is the most interesting. There's also device prizes. There's a lot of smaller prizes available over there also. But our main point over here is to help kind of like the top applications that we have over here, the kind of like the new startups, the new applications that come out to help them get enough visibility. So I introduced you quickly to the Microsoft folks. If you have any questions, you can talk to us. You recognize me by the Burger King hat and the Xbox shoes. And then we have a bunch of trainers over here on site. So you guys got blue shirts, and everyone who has a green shirt, you can ask for help today. So on the back we have Andy Touch, he's also an evangelist for Unity, and Andy will do kind of like the training today. And then we have a bunch of different trainers over here. We have Niklas, Petrus, and Erno. Then we're still missing Timo's picture. Timo's from Viope. Viope also has a bunch of content around Unity and Unity development that you can use, and Timo's been writing that. And then Mikko is somewhere over here as well, over there. And Toni are from Turku Game Lab, so they have a lot of experience with Unity as well. So they'll be also on the porting side and helping you with if you have some problems with porting your applications, have some deep dive questions. Those are the right guys for that also. All right, a lot of questions this morning about the agenda. I did some quick fixes to this, so let's see if it still makes sense. I know we are behind schedule a little bit, but it doesn't matter that much. Next up, we'll hear a little bit about App Campus folks. They'll explain to you what they are doing, what kind of possibilities you have with them, and they'll be here for the whole day. So if you want to go and pitch your idea to the App Campus people, you go to over here on the upstairs. So next to the registration desk, you will find a sign that says App Campus and stairs that lead to upstairs. So you just go over there, and the App Campus people will be sitting there for the whole day. So you can go and pitch your idea, talk with them. They'll explain this more in detail. After this, we will start with the Unity 2D training, and the ones who came here to port your games, I would ask you to move to the other side where we had the breakfast. So this side will be for the kind of like the basics, starting with Unity, and that side will be for porting games. We'll have lunch around 11:30, 12:30, and after that we will talk about some best practices when building these applications for Windows and porting these applications. So Andy will go to kind of like what kind of things should you keep in mind when taking these Unity applications to Windows. And then we'll again split to porting and building these applications. So if you are building, learning how to build Unity, you will be here for the whole day. If you are porting applications, you will now move to that side, and you'll just come back here after lunch to listen to the best practices side of things. That's for everyone also. Does everyone have tools, a device, USB stick that they've took resources off, and so on? So we have some resources on the USB stick, and we have all the tools. So in the training, in this 2D training, they're going to use some images and so on. So you might want to take this stick and copy these files to you. So if you don't have this yet, ask me and I'll give you a stick. And afternoon we'll have an IGDA event, and I have drink tickets for the ones who survive till the end. So we will reward you with that. If you have any questions, any feedback, so on, you have our emails from the reminder emails. Just contact us. You can also go to Twitter. You can find all of our contact information on the slides and on the previous emails. And then we have a Facebook page for Microsoft Developer Finland, where we will post more updates and information about this. Actually, the App Campus people, if you want to come set up at this point. Quick question. How many of you are here to learn like basic Unity 2D training? And how many of you are here to port applications? A few. And the rest of you are just like, I don't know, I don't care, I heard free food. So free food will be here soon, and drink tickets. Oh, Mike, of course. I was so shocked I lost my hat. All right, so we'll just flip to the App Campus presentation, and then Andy will take over.